The MSc in Medical Art is a one-year taught master's programme. The first semester focuses on students learning anatomy from real anatomical specimens. We use teal embalming here at the University of Dundee, but also subjects such as life drawing and research methods so that they can learn the wider context of the subject that they're studying and also apply the anatomy they learn in the dissection room to the life drawing that they're doing in the art school.
My name is Shannon and I'm in medical arts and I'm from Denver, Colorado. I chose to study medical art because when I was in high school I really enjoyed biology and I also really enjoyed art, and I couldn't decide which one I liked more. And I went to a portfolio day and one of the critiquers there mentioned that they had a medical art undergrad program, and I never heard of what medical art was, and she explained. I was like, wow, this is really cool and this is something that I want to study.
In the second semester, we move on to specialising in medical art and medical illustration as a profession. We have a series of guest speakers who come and talk about how they work as a medical illustrator, both freelance, in studios, in the NHS, etc., so that students get to see the wide variety of career pathways available.
My name is Meghana Mokhasi. I am from Bangalore, India, and I am studying MSc Medical Art. I chose the University of Dundee because medical art in itself is a very niche course. There aren't very many universities around the world that offer that. I did a bit of research about the professors who teach the course and everything, and it seemed like a really good balance between 2D illustration and 3D art, so it seemed like a good fit for me.
We also teach specific software skills such as Adobe Creative Suite and 3D modelling and animation. We combine this with traditional media and observational drawing so that students have a variety of tools at their disposal.
Another thing which I really like is a lot of the coursework that we do on this course can be portfolio material. So as you graduate, you already have a pretty extensive portfolio of the skills that you have, which you can show potential employers.
My name is Eve Laws. I graduated from Medical Art in 2018 and I'm from Newcastle upon Tyne. The projects that we do, particularly in our semester 2 time during the course, we work with a lot of clinicians, lecturers, and we create material that can be used either as potentially patient information. It can also be used to help the students learn medical school as well, which is fantastic. This gives you a bit more of a feel for what it might be like in the professional environment as well.
Having learnt all the anatomy and different software skills in the first and second semester, they can then apply these as they choose to their own projects. So some will carry on with cutting edge technology, digital modelling, 3D animation, whereas some may choose to go back to traditional techniques. And hopefully by this point in the programme, students have got an idea where they want to go in terms of their own personal career pathway, and they can tailor their project to support that.
Having connections with staff in the anatomy side and the art side has been very interesting. It's something that I've never really experienced before, particularly in the art side of things. Because of my undergraduate course, I kind of knew what I was getting into in terms of anatomy and how extensive it would be. But learning art alongside that with the help of the professors has been absolutely wonderful.
So the MSc is a joint programme between the School of Science and Engineering, specifically CAHID, the Centre for Anatomy and Human Identification, and the Art School. And that means students get the best of both worlds. They get access to the anatomy facilities here over in CAHID, but also their own studio where they can work outside of hours, the dissection room, and even things like the Art School art supplies shop.
My name is Xiao. I'm currently studying at MSc Medical Art at University of Dundee, and I come from China. I think what makes our course unique is our collaboration with DJCAD and CAHID, and we have access to the dissecting room where we can observe the cadavers and dissections, and we can also utilize the facilities from DJCAD where we can do our coursework.
Teal embalming is a relatively new, at least to the UK, means of embalming cadavers. It means that the cadavers retain much more flexibility, but also the tissue colour is much closer to life. This is better both for the anatomy students when it comes to learning anatomy, but of course for medical artists, because when you draw the body, you want to draw it as if it's alive. So retaining that lifelike colour is really important to what we do.
In my undergraduate, I had formaldehyde cadavers, and they weren't as interactive as the thiel cadavers that are at Dundee because you could move them, but the thiel cadavers retain a lot more of the muscle movement, so you can see how the muscles actually move rather than more of a stiff object. If you're thinking about studying medical art at the University of Dundee, I would say it's definitely worth your while because it helps your skills in anatomy and in art and helps you prepare a very good portfolio when applying to jobs.
I definitely made the right decision coming to the University of Dundee to study medical art. It has very much changed my life in many ways. I've always been an artist and always been very, very interested in anatomy, but until a few years ago I had no idea that I could combine these two elements into a job which I would love doing and will continue to do so.
I definitely made the right decision coming to Dundee to study medical art. I love the coursework that I am doing. I love the peer group that surrounds me and is constantly helping me improve. I love the kind of facilities that we have access to, and I just love everything that I'm learning right now, so it's been great.